Ms. Grant present. Ms. Lewis.
Present.
Reverend Matias. Ms. Shockey.
Here.
Mrs. Williams. Dr. Baker.
Here.
President Ross.
Present. And can we get a motion to approve this evening agenda?
Motion for approval.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? No. Well, thank you. We'll move on with our celebrations. Dr. Robe, I see you have Mr. Atkins for the 2022 Summer of Success.
Yes, I'd like to call forward Director Atkins. He's going to talk about our graduates for summer of 2022, still class of 2022.
Good evening, President Ross, Superintendent Roby, and board members. I am thrilled to be here this evening is to give a brief highlight of our summer of success. For most programs, we went through June 27th through July 28th, highlighting really a culminating event this past Thursday at University Prep. We had 25 students that were able to graduate because of summer school. 12 of them walked with us, but we were excited to add 25 of our scholars really to our graduating class because of summer success. Overall, K-12, we had just over 1,300 of our scholars participated in the summer school for these 5-week periods. There are 2 programs still going on this week. The Migrate Extension Program and the Loop After School Program are still going on for the next really 3 days now. But we were able to focus on ELA, math. There was a project-based learning component to it as well at the the elementary and middle school level. We did use the Second Steps program for social emotional learning for middle school, and then high school was an online and the credit recovery piece. I'd like to give kudos to really a bunch of people, but really I want to give a huge shout out to our professional development team led by Eric Harmson and Jonathan Harper. What they really was able to do is provide over 26 hours of professional learning. We started earlier than we ever started before with this, and it included with teachers, support staff, paras, secretaries, principals, and able to give up the amount of time that it took. Just the planning behind that was very supportive, and so definitely want to thank you for that effort. And then I know it didn't impact over. I wrote the number down. Just over 265 staff members, that this impacted. And so it's more than the learning that happens it's not just isolated to the summer, for summer school. It does play out in the school year as well. So definitely kudos to the whole team. And so that's kind of the brief update around summer school.
Great. Any questions for Mr. Atkins? Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
That moves us to public comment for any board agenda items. No, Ms. Anderson. Does anyone in the audience have public comment for board agenda items? Okay. We'll move on to the secretary's report.
All right. I just have a brief update for a committee meeting. Academic Achievement Committee will meet Wednesday, August 3rd, 5 p.m. here in board chambers.
All right. Great. And on to our committee chair updates. We'll start with the Ad Hoc Facilities Committee. Ms. Shockey.
All right, thank you, President Ross. The Ad Hoc Facilities Committee met just a few weeks ago to continue our significant work as we imagine what the future of GRPS looks like in regards to our facilities and develop our facilities master plan by the end of this calendar year. So the committee took from the board retreat the 2 concepts that were presented, a concept emphasizing early childhood, elementary, and the arts, and also a concept emphasizing middle school and athletics, and merged those together based on the board retreat feedback to bring a draft proposal to the board at our work session on the 8th. That concept will really lean into our feeder programs, so both an elementary and middle school focus for our facilities master plan, and also will include enhancements to athletics and arts. So you'll see that coming to you at the August 8th work session. We also defined internal stakeholders for the purposes of developing our stakeholder engagement plan. And so the committee is recommending to the board, which you will see at the work session as well, that we include both our scholars and families in our internal stakeholder group. That will inform and drive the plan for how we are going to, of course, engage scholars, family, and staff around our facilities master plan. And then lastly, we talked about the Kensington property and evaluated some of the cost benefit analysis of retaining that building or exploring demolition of that building. There's more work to be done on that as we receive some additional documentation on appraised value and a quote on demolition. So we'll report that to the board once we have that information. So the August 8th work session is next week, and there will be a lot that we discuss around the facilities master plan. So we'll bring this final draft concept to the board for approval. You'll also see the draft internal stakeholder plan. So, and then we'll also receive a report from Plant Moran about bond capacity and the investments we might be able to make if we decide to pursue a bond in the next 1.5 to 2 years.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Policy Committee, Ms. Downs-Lewis,
Policy Committee? Yes,
update.
we met on Wednesday, and there were 4 things that we addressed. The first one was Policy 5420 about nepotism. Someone brought that up during our June committee meeting, and so our legal staff investigated and believed that the conflict of interest policies that we have in our policies right now are effective, and we don't have to change them. Then the one on a suspension, 5540, suspension and or dismissal of support staff. I believe that we are going to bring this one back. Was that not what we said, Kim? And we're going to bring this one back to discuss more language, yes. Mhm. And then the student appearance one, there are changes, basically, just to the wording of the policy, but somewhere in here. All right, and they just needed us to approve this so that they can begin to write the specific rules for clothing for school. And then the last one was a rule for student wellness policy, and the whole policy was dictated to us by the state, and so we accepted that, and we have, I guess, one rule in the back. And Department of Education and Gordon Food Service, they were charged with developing the wellness plan, which the Food Service Department did, and then changes were, or the policy was amended. But this is just a rule, so we don't have to work on that one. So I think the only one we really have to vote on is 8420.
8420 or 8240?
8420, student appearance.
Okay,
Agenda.
got you. And one question on 8240 while we're talking about it. I noticed in the reading, maybe we'll just pull it for the consent. I just had an edit that I wanted to offer. This isn't our final reading though for 80.
I'm sorry.
It's not our final reading, it's our second reading. I just have an edit suggestion for language, and we'll just maybe pull that from consent agenda if we could.
What would you like it to say? Or?
Well, I'm looking at the first paragraph where it talks about or otherwise promotes illegal activities, symbols, or language. I understand what we're trying to connote. I just thought it might read better if it was and or otherwise promotes illegal activities through the use of symbols, images, or language. Just the way it reads now, it reads as if symbols or languages themselves will be illegal activities.
Okay, tell me where that starts.
It's right after the semicolon in the first paragraph. Causes disruption or directly interferes with the educational process and or otherwise promotes illegal activities.
All right, what is going to happen is the executive board and the superintendent will be, writing a very specific
The rules associated with this, yeah.
Right,
Yep,
right.
yep.
And so you would like that one sentence changed? Because I don't think it changes the meaning of anything particularly, does it?
It just provides more clarity.
More clarity? Okay, I will do that at the next policy committee, but that will be in a few weeks and we'll bring it back.
Okay, all right.
Because I missed.
Right here, August, and then it, so I will, start.
Promotes illegal
Yeah.
activities
Promotes illegal activities through the use of,
through the use of, thank you.
yeah. I will. And I will email it to you just to make safe, yes. All right, thank you.
I have a question
Please.
in regards to this. Is this the time where I can ask questions about this policy? Would that be appropriate?
Sure.
I've just had multiple parents contact me wondering when they will have a dress code. So I'm wondering should they plan on just following this for now? Or will there be a very specific dress code before school starts?
Our goal, if I can do one answer, our goal is to make sure that we summarize for families that a generalized dress code that we send in our communication when we were doing our welcome back. We wanted to do that prior to, but I know that the policy committee had some additional questions and concerns, and we want to make sure that we're clear. But there will be a communication that goes forward.
Okay.
And this is just sort of a very overall policy, and the nitty-gritty is going to be done by Superintendent Roby and her staff.
I just want to clarify, we're waiting on policy committee to give the communication to parents?
No?
No, we were trying to clarify, there will be just a general communication, but they were drilling into kind of the more specific language. This would not necessarily go to.
Right, no,
the
I
families.
understand, but when that communication is pending, when this is confirmed?
We just wanted to make sure that we were in alignment, yes.
Okay. As policy, just because I know this is a complete change for parents, and so we should give them as much time as possible. So should we speed up the timeline for policy? We don't want to hold up parents planning for the school year, because parents are already
Sure.
trying to plan.
What we'll try to do is get something out this week.
Dr. Roby, might I suggest that, given the edit, because as far as policy goes, we didn't have any problem with the way it was written, and we were set tonight to move forward. So if we could vote to move forward on that, and then just get that edit done, and we can just get that edit done that President Ross sees, I think we can still move forward, because it really doesn't change anything about how they're going to develop the dress code policy and put it in the student handbook.
Agreed.
Great.
We just, when we get the consent agenda, just pull that item and say, we're voting on
That
this
is-
with this
Yeah,
edit.
yeah. Fair enough, thank you.
I remember that, I did
Yep.
that once.
Can we count on you to make that motion when the time comes with the break? Thank you, sir. Nice hat, by the way.
Yeah, well, I'm wearing my hair, kind of a hat day.
And I just similarly, I think that with the previous policy, that there was on the website, there were examples of proper dress wear. Are you gonna do that as well, where this new policy changes that, and this is the gamma of what the
It'll be
district is
generalized.
saying is appropriate
Yes.
wear, even though it's not a uniform?
It'll be generalized, kind of, yeah, what's appropriate.
Well, thank you, Ms. Lewis. Moves us to the superintendent's report.
All right, so today kind of feels like the first day of school, first day of August. Happy August to everyone. Our building leaders and secretarial support staff are back in buildings, getting prepped for the first, to welcome back their staffs and then eventually our scholars. As you know, our work this year is around the implementation of our strategic plan, and all of our work, we're trying to make sure that things are aligned so people don't look at the things that we are doing as a district in silos. And so as we are doing and rolling out professional learning, it's aligned to our outcomes in our plan, meeting students' holistic needs, optimizing all school options as valuable options, enhance program opportunities, ensure equitable access for all, cultivate an engaged workforce, and create a culture of collaboration, trust, and stewardship. And you'll see a lot of those things in the work that we're doing through the facilities master plan, through the work that we are going to do as we begin to roll out our strategic plan and our campaign on this is what this looks like this fall. As we are working very closely with staff, the new website and other things that we have planned, all of those things, they should all be connected to our strategic plan. So hopefully our community and our staff and scholars see the connection to that plan being a living, breathing document that's where we have actionable steps. One of the things that we have coming forward tonight, and I don't see Caitlin. Oh, there she is. I need to obviously get my eyes checked. Caitlin is part of our communications team, and she is the person responsible for the launch of our district new website. And so what I asked her to do was to come forward and to share kind of an overview of the website. We are extremely excited about it. If you've had an opportunity, those of you in the community and those of you on the board to look at the website, you should see it's more intuitive. It's definitely much more user-friendly, and we wanted to highlight that. And so, Caitlin, if I can invite you to come forward and do a presentation.
Good evening, President Ross, Dr. Roby, distinguished board. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much for inviting me to present the new website for you today. It's been a year-long process with the start of you approving our CMS provider, Foxbright, who has been a great partner in making sure that we have a website that's fully accessible for people of all abilities, for multiple devices, and in multiple languages. And so I do not see a, let's see, adapter. Here we go. So I would like to present a brief demonstration of the new functionality that comes with the new website. So our goal throughout this process was to enhance our online presence with a website that has reliable information and encourages users to engage through stories, through media, like photo galleries and video. Oops. Oops, there we go. Oh, no, that's the wrong button, sorry.
All right. Julie to the rescue.
Oop.
Rescue.
I apologize for that. I'm not
Okay.
quite sure how to use
Working on
this.
our screen.
Is
Because
it
we have
working
a
on your
teacher
screen?
here
Okay.
that can help.
It's not in that screen.
Of that now?
All right.
Okay. Thanks, Craig.
Greg to the rescue.
Thank you so much, Craig.
That's okay. Are you guys still seeing it?
No, not here.
Good. Gotta give it one moment to cool down because we
Okay.
just rolled it up, so.
All right, well, I apologize for that.
okay.
But if you have not had the chance to explore the new website, you would see your profiles on there along with the beautiful photos that you've taken for the new website. So we wanted to be able to share and celebrate our staff on the new website, share our stories through, let's see, if it's loading, okay. Let's see, just press, I'm so sorry.
It's working here if you guys was.
Is it working? Okay. Okay,
It was working here, but not anymore.
okay.
There we go.
This is,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Thank you so much for your patience. All right, there we go. So as I was mentioning, we're taking our website to new heights through different levels of engagement, through, let's see, I'm just going to present this. Here we go. So welcome to the new website. As you can see, it's very media friendly, very user friendly in that we have provided multiple ways for users to access information through search, through alphabetized list of information. Right here, what you see is our homepage. Our homepage will feature highlights of things that we want to promote for the district. For example, we are encouraging users to go to our strategic plan page and get a better understanding of our strategic plan. In our homepage also features ways for users to access high traffic pages where they can find useful information. We also will feature news and announcements in stories through our new stories feature. When a user clicks read more, they will be brought to more information where they can easily share the story themselves with their network. And then some features that have been transferred over from the old website is our attendance area finder, where users can simply log in their address and find the neighborhood schools that they're assigned to.
Nice.
And what we also wanted to encourage is users' ability to look for schools that they have interests in or that serve their child's age range. So we're doing this through our schools page, which gives the users multiple ways to narrow down the schools that they are most interested in. Once they go and they click on the school that they prefer, you will see a new landing page for our schools that is laid out in a way that presents our school overview, a principal welcome letter, because we wanted our principals to have the opportunity to share their voice, as well as a virtual tour, a photo virtual tour. And then another feature that I would like to highlight is our calendars. So calendars will now be provided for all schools and district-wide. You're going to be given a couple of options to view the calendars. And then finally, what I would like to feature is our school news, which I've already featured. However, you are now given the ability to search for what you are most interested in. As well as the school that your student or your scholar are attending, as well as the topic that you are most interested in. So this is going to develop over time to provide a robust information database for our district. And then finally, if users have questions at this time, we've provided an easy accessible way for them to submit their questions, where we will also provide the list of questions that are submitted on our website accessibility page, which is grps.org/website-FAQs. All right, and right now I'll open it up to questions if there are any questions.
Thank you. That is a lot of work, and it looks great. It really does. I was on it the other day, and I was very impressed. Great job.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Do you foresee a process by which our students and our parents can perhaps increase their voice by submitting articles and news bites for consideration for posting on the website?
Absolutely, and that's a great question, because sharing our stories is really important and is a high priority for this new site. What we have right now, and which is an example through our website FAQs page, is a online form for people to submit their information. So this is one way I see that happening. We are working with multimedia designers who will help support us in creating these stories. So as we get submissions, I see this being a way for us to share the stories that are coming from our schools.
Okay, and are contributions also video enabled so that you're able to, those contributions can have a video attachment or be done in video, much like an iReport form or?
Yes, so we will have videos, and videos are actually something that we feature on all of our school pages. We will provide a school promotional video, and it is a media form that we are working on so that we can make sure that all videos are accessible. We want to encourage everyone, every web administrator to understand the importance of closed captioning in videos. So as we develop this process, we'll get a better understanding of what works best and where to display these videos.
And then lastly, if I could just make a suggestion that we try to find incentives that may encourage our students to contribute to this on a regular basis, because I think that would really provide authentic representation of what's going on in our schools, and certainly communications is the tool for our current society.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Any other comments,
Yeah, is
questions?
there an alumni page, or if I'm a graduate and I want to, find out where my colleagues are or classmates were, do we have an alumni page specific to a school, or?
Yes, we do have an alumni page that is an external site provided by the Grand Rapids Public Schools Foundation. They provide a page where you can access alumni information as well as sign up to receive more information for alumni. However, it's something that we'll probably look into in the future to develop a better way for alumni to connect through grps.org.
And you got an answer for every hard question today.
I mean, that's really nice so I would go to this website, and then would the school get notice or some connection to, getting in contact with me or something if I was an alumni and I wanted to tour the school, or wow, I remember how this was, and all of that kind of stuff, or?
Well, I can say that I'm not the expert on the alumni website itself. That would be the Grand Rapids the Grand Rapids Public Schools Foundation that can support with those questions.
But there's still, just by going to each individual school's page,
Yeah.
you could still,
Yes.
alumni or not, say, I'm interested in seeing what my high school looks like, or I'm about to have a middle schooler, and just set up something within each individual school page.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Roby.
Well, thank you very much, Caitlin. Appreciate your effort
Thank you
on
so
this.
much.
Fantastic work, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, this goes back to making, part of our theme of making all of our schools value equitable choices and ensuring, and if you have an opportunity to look, our advertisement and kind of welcoming letters are very consistent and also unique to each school so that people can see what makes one school different from another, but it's from the voice of the staff that are connected to that school. My last item this afternoon is a proclamation, and the class of 1992 of Ottawa Hills High School is celebrating their 30th anniversary, and from what I've told, this was a very vocal, robust, energetic class, and they will be celebrating 30 years together later this week. We have former president of the class. You weren't the president? Okay. Well, Representative Mr. Bradshaw to accept the proclamation, and so just please bear with me. Proclamation honoring Ottawa Hills High School's class of 1992. Whereas the Ottawa Hills High School Reunion Committee is planning a high school reunion for the class of 1992, celebrating their 30th anniversary, August 5th and 6th, 2022. And whereas a reunion is a special occasion that provides a time for fellowship, renewing of old friendships, and lifelong friendships, reminiscing of times shared and memories which will never fade. And whereas Ottawa Hills High School's mission and commitment continues to be rich with pride and tradition to this day, and whereas the lessons learned both in the classroom and in the hallways remain with each of the graduates, the class of 1992 was a year like no other, and whereas the class of 1992 participates in this high school reunion will be a truly special occasion. Now therefore it be resolved that the Grand Rapids Board of Education and Dr. Ledrian Roby, Superintendent of Schools, do hereby recognize and celebrate alongside the Ottawa Hills class of 1992 their deep love and pride for their school. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be placed in the files of the official proceedings of the Board of Education. So congratulations and to the Ottawa Hills Indians. Okay, I've learned in my 3 years, so congratulations to the class of 1992.
Let's go home. Absolutely. Yeah.
That concludes mine.
All right, thank you very much. And thank you for being a continued supporter, you and the rest of class of 92, sir. You may not have been the president, but I'm sure you were the spirit of that class. for sure. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
And before you go, Mr. Bradshaw, go Bears. The rivalry continues.
That moves us to our action items for this evening. We have contract ratification. It was in our packets. I don't know if Ms. Savage wants to offer anything. If anyone doesn't have any questions or comments, might I get a motion to approve the that contract ratification?
So moved.
Support.
Okay, Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Dr. Flores?
Yes.
Ms. Grant? Yes. Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Reverend Matias?
Yes.
Ms. Shockey? Yes. Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Baker?
Yes.
President Ross?
Yes. And similarly, the purchasing agenda was in our packets. I don't know if unless there are any questions or particular commentary or anything that Ms. Cribbs wants to offer. There being none, so may I get a motion for the purchasing agenda?
Motion for the purchasing agenda?
Support. All right, Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Dr. Flores?
Yes.
Ms. Grant? Yes. Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Reverend Matias?
Yes.
Ms. Shockey? Yes. Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Baker?
Yes.
President Ross?
Yes. So that moves us to our consent agenda grouping. And Dr. Baker, you're gonna,
Yeah, motion to support the consent agenda grouping minus policy 8240.
and also one just clarifying note, there was a small typo on the printed agenda. You see in the reports of committee that we're approving, you see the ad hoc facilities committee twice. That second committee is actually the policy committee meeting. But in the packet, it was accurate, just an FYI though. Yeah. So that doesn't change the motion though. Thank you.
Support.
Thank you. That was awkward by me, right?
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Dr. Flores?
Yes.
Ms. Grant? Yes. Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Reverend Matias?
Yes.
Ms. Shockey? Yes. Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Baker?
Yes.
President Ross?
Yes.
And motion to support the policy 8240 with
The
the edit, which was,
yeah, and that was just an edit. I believe Dr. Roby may have it, but again, if the sentence reads and/or otherwise promotes illegal activities, symbols, or language, we're just going to edit that to and/or otherwise promotes illegal activities through the use of symbols or language. So really, just through the use of is the addition.
Mr. President, may I just clarify what I'm thinking we're doing here?
Yes.
We are approving the policy with those
Edits, yes.
edits. And the rules and regulations concerning the actual dress
Will
code
still
will be done by.
Administration, yes, yes. Yep, thank you for clarifying.
And this is the second reading, so we are.
Yes, well, thank you. Thank you for clarifying. Go ahead and take the vote, Ms. Grant.
I need a second.
I'll second.
Second.
Oh, excuse me. Thought you
All
did.
right, Ms. Davis?
It's okay.
Yes.
Dr. Flores?
Yes.
Ms. Grant? Yes. Ms. Lewis?
Yes,
Reverend Matthias?
Yes.
Ms. Shockey? Yes. Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Baker?
Yes.
President Ross?
Yes. That moves us to public comment for any non-agenda items. I don't believe we have any. And I guess I should check and we'll go ahead and get you queued up, Dr. Roby, for the superintendent comments, if you have any. Nope. Thank you.
So I am extremely excited to announce that we have some new leaders joining our organization, which you just approved as part of consent agenda. Ms. Westover, who is our social emotional learning SEL consultant. Ms. Jacqueline Westover has a bachelor's degree from Western Michigan University, and she was an IB primary years certified teacher. She also went to furthering her education at Roosevelt University, specifically in social emotional certification, and has been a teacher in our district at Coit Creative Arts IB program since 2017. And prior to that was a teacher within the district since 2015. So we welcome her as our new social emotional learning consultant. Mr. Leon Hendricks is our new Executive Director of Communication and External Affairs. Mr. Hendricks was a Hope College graduate student from 2004 through 2008. He brings a wealth of experience from Wood TV 8 and has been an assignment editor, news reporter, weekend news anchor, and managing editor, and his most current position as the communication lead at Spectrum Health. So we are glad to welcome him to our organization. And then finally, Dr. Brandy Lovelady Mitchell as Deputy Superintendent of Pre-K-12 Academics, Learning, and Leadership. Miss Dr. Lovelady Mitchell is a graduate of Siena College in 1995. She is also an alum of GRPS. She graduated from Ottawa Hills High School. She furthered her education by earning her master's degree from Michigan State University and her second Master of Arts degree at Aquinas College, and she earned her Ed Specialist degree from Grand Valley State University and her Doctorate of Education in 2014 from Eastern Michigan University. She's done a lot of work with Kentwood Public Schools, Kent Intermediate ISD, and currently is the Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at Michigan Education Association. Christy Rice is an assistant principal at GR Montessori. Christy graduated with her Bachelor of Arts degree from Aquinas in 2014 and had a master's from Davenport University. She's been an elementary teacher at Gerald R. Ford Academic Center since 2013 and has been with our district since 2011. And then finally, Miss Adriana Wolfe, School Improvement Facilitator for Alger Middle School. Adriana has a Bachelor's of Arts degree from Grand Valley State University, was a middle school teacher at Alger since 2017. Prior to coming to Grand Rapids Public Schools, she was a reading interventionist, at Valleywood Middle School and Kentwood Public Schools. And so we are excited about our new leaders. Every time you have leadership changes, that means we have a new team, and we're looking forward to welcoming these new leaders in our organization to bring forward their ideas and to meld them with the work that we are doing. So those are my announcements for this evening.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on rounding out your team. Well, I guess that brings us to our board comments. Reverend Matthias, do you have any comments tonight?
No comments.
Ms. Downs-Lewis?
I would like to congratulate the people who set up the graduation at UPrep for these kids. I was honored to be able to give them their diploma and to convey that they are now a GRPS graduate. But, you know, it's not so much the kids, it's the people who are with them. The kids, maybe they had to do it for mom or grandma or somebody, and they might not look so happy, but the audience was thrilled. So I enjoy seeing the parents most of all.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for being there. Ms. Grant, you comment? Dr. Baker?
Yeah, the only comment is reading the packet, I was very happy to see of the 5 new administrators, the only 2 I knew were Leon Hendricks and Dr. Lovelady Mitchell. And both I know really care a lot about Grand Rapids Public Schools, and so just want to welcome them and appreciate your process.
Ms. Davis?
No comment.
Yeah,
Dr.
I'd like to also extend my welcome and congratulations to these new employees of the district, and just say it is refreshing to see new leadership in our district, and I encourage that because I think a system grows when it has new involvement of new ideas and people who come with a fresh perspective, and they certainly seem to be highly qualified. And so I congratulate you on that, Dr. Rubin.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Shockey?
No comment tonight.
All right. And Ms. Williams? And no comment from me either, so meeting is adjourned. Thank you.